Hi, it's Vaughan, westcoatbellpottery.ca in Canada, Nova Scotia. I've been trying to unpack this all day. It's July 26th, so it was just crazy busy with tourism today, and that's a good thing. But I wanted to get a look in here. So this is all the fish that I packed. I showed you when I packed the kiln. We'll see what they look like. I opened it up. It was a tough firing because it was so heavily packed. I think I have like, I don't know, 20 odd shelves in this kiln anyway, but with all the ones in the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the front, and then I've got double packs in the back with the small and the big shelves. The bottom took a long time to reach. Let's see what the tones are. I tried my best. What I did is I stalled the kiln out at cone 5. Basically, cone 5 wasn't down on the bottom. At the point I could see the difference was 4 and 5 were over, 5 was over on top, 4 was over on bottom, and I realized we're like a whole cone behind here. So I stalled it out and just kept it, at the same temperature for about 45 minutes without any increase. And then cone 6 started to bend on the top while I was stalling it out, and cone 5 was over on the bottom. And then I just kept it, at that temperature about 2161, which is actually 20 degrees lower than it usually bends. And then cone 6 went down in the actual bottom. So you can see, I think this was the top and that was the bottom. But it's evened out in the end. This was a little hotter on top, so almost a cone 7 on top. So that was, just because it's so heavily packed. So I'm expecting there could even be a little bit of reduction going on in here, but I don't know. So one of the oatmeal, landscape, apple green and blue. That's the last one of the spoons fired here, and that has the mouse gray on it. It's actually called mouse brown in cone 6 glazes. So it's lots of small stuff on the front and all the fish on the back. White clay with the matte turquoise, the apple green, and the where they overlap, you get the other one in between there. That's nice. I like that. No reds in there though, so that means maybe no reduction on the top for sure. Red would mean it was not a good firing. So we got here is the variegated blue with the dark blue and the apple, turquoise on the bottom. Actually the matte turquoise. But take a look at the crystals going on in that. Very nice. But the variegated blue is not as successful in the gas kiln, but that's mouse gray. Look at that. That's very nice. And that's got oatmeal over the top there as well. Two more of the landscape ones I showed you at the beginning. Difference, look at the difference. White clay and speckle clay. This is a new clay because I couldn't buy the regular 455. This was actually number 60 from Laguna. It's a lot more speckled. So that's interesting. Mouse gray, that's really nice too. The way it goes that curve all the way around. Mouse gray with oatmeal. That's nice. Variegated blue, same as the other one. dark blue and oatmeal. Hopefully a lot of chip and dips too in this, because I actually been selling a lot of chip and dips. So that's bright blue, variegated blue and oatmeal with some slip trailing there, using glaze instead of slip. Variegated blue, dark blue with oatmeal. That's a nice combination. It's better than the bright blue to use the dark blue, I guess. It's sets of 4 bowls in each color that I did, so there should be another one of these in here. Oh, I got a nice one. That was up higher. I expected these to look nicer on the bottom, but that no runs. Nope. And that's the white clay there. That's a nice variegated blue and oatmeal over the Tenbaku Gold. Yeah, I like those balls when they come out. I sold one of these today, actually. One of my stilts there again. I just posted the stilt video. They're working great. Another one of the landscape mugs. Matte turquoise. This is from that mug video. I did 12 different mugs. Apple green with some yellow oatmeal. You can see the yellow bleeding over the top. Apple green and yellow over matte turquoise. 2 more of the turquoise with the yellow, same combination of glazes. They look nice. Didn't run. I mean, it's still pretty flat, but it was right to the bottom on that one. This one, it was almost down the bottom, and this one, it was right at the bottom. But same glazes. Just obviously, this was a bit thicker. This was a refire, and it's better this time. The glaze just wasn't very nice to touch. It's a bit dry, but this time it's better than it was before. But I won't refire that again because the glaze is starting to bump a little bit. It's not bloating, but it's, I think it would the next firing. One of my stilts again. These are actually lasting really good. So folk art white with apple green and some yellow in the top. Another one of those landscape mugs. We got some jars. So I told you how I was going to fire them. That's what they look like. Will that come off easy? Yes, it does. So I have the glaze on the actual bottom of the feet, which will make them a bit more, sort of gentle on the furniture. Can you see the little? Yes, you can. That's that pattern that I did. It was supposed to be very subtle, and it did. It turned out very subtle. I wanted something without actually, being too loud. So any of these going to fit. I don't know which lid fits which piece. It's not that one. And the same with the lids. I'm firing them with the stilt on the inside. That one. Do I have a tail? No, I don't have the right tail. Here's one of my little sheep jaws. So that's quite successful. I like that. It may not be the right lid. I'll have to wait and see what comes out. I have to match the lids up later. Another one here. Oh look, we got tin in. There's chrome tin pink coming out in this glaze. This is a white, and it has some chrome from the. What else has chrome in it around here? Something has chrome in it. Oh, the blue, green, copper, red, and the turquoise probably has a little chrome in that glaze, and that makes other glazes go chrome tin pink. And it could be the stilt itself that has some of that on there, and that's not the lid for that one. That's the lid for that one. So another sheep. There's so much work in these jars. These would sell really well because they're so cute. But I've had them sitting on the shelf sometimes for years when I've done them in the past. And I probably didn't charge anything like what they were supposed to be. There's another one. That's the lid for that one. And there's those little spirals. I think that worked very nicely. This one looks like he's going to take off with those ears. there. Stilts come off really easy. To take photos of these, yeah, that's the one for there. Mostly, these are looking good, but let's see. That one looks nice on. Oh, that one's definitely nice. Look at the little spirals on that one. Very nice. That's just a foam stamp that I used a soldering iron to actually melt into the spirals. If you're ever going to do that, you got to do it outside because it is poisonous, those fumes. But this was nice. It's got the little fluting on that one. I didn't do that on any of the others. That's a bit loose, so that's not the lid for that one either. Interesting patterns in the surface there from that spiral. Just enough to give it some interest. I bet that lid fits one of these. Because it was too loose on the others. Yeah, it's that one, I guess. I didn't do many of the black sheep heads on, but I did a few. This was the black sheep of the family. I should have done the head black too. Oh, the head wouldn't have shown up as much. But my wife said some of these look more like bats. But it's supposed to be sheep. That's a nice one. I think that looks like a sheep. And the spirals work good on it too. This is folk art white again. And I stamped oatmeal over the top of it. Let's see, what do we have in there? That's that one. That's nice. Now that is the licorice glaze. And I did oatmeal, I think, over the top of it. Oh yeah, I did, because it's on the top there a little bit. So that's nice. Another black sheep to a sheep of the family. That's like a little tiny head. With some oatmeal over the top as well. Do we have any more jaws? Two more heads, oatmeal and mouse grey. So okay, this is the number 60 Speckle Clay from Laguna. The amount of speckles on these is just huge, and especially since I have speckle in my oatmeal glaze. But that I'm not sure how people will react to that, because is it nice? It's not horrible, but it's just a lot more speckles than I was expecting. I only bought this clay because I can't get 455 from Pottery Supply House. I'm hoping they're shipping it this week. But it's a very gritty clay to throw too. So I would say the speckle clay is really good probably for sculpture work, because it's a bit gritty for throwing. You can throw it, but my little finger started to bleed while I was centering the clay one of the times. But it's like throwing sandpaper a little bit. But it has its uses. This one is really nice. I needed these because I'm almost out of chip and dips in the gallery. Mouse grey with oatmeal and probably use variegated blue on that one, and this is bright blue, variegated blue, and oatmeal with some slip trading. A little bit too much on that one. The red's a bit stronger than I like usually. I found the spoon that just came out of this firing. I found it fits into this one, so there you go. That's what they'll finally look like. But I'll show you some good photographs of them later. Okay, here's the way I think I've described this before, but I have these small 18 by 18 shells in my 24 by 18. So when I'm doing flat work, I can pack another shelf in between the other, so I get a lot more pieces in my kiln. But anyway, that is going to make my wife really happy because she did a wax resist piece with glazing. Does you know what that looks like? Almost like an Edward Munch type painting. But anyway, my wife was doing something different. That's terrific. So I think she's going to be really happy with that. We'll have to put a frame around it, obviously. I did a bunch of like they're meant to be like plate type serving bowls. That's one of the landscape series, the Cove series. So you could eat out of these. They're a few different sizes. I've not made these before for like eating dishes, but they could also just be serving dishes, obviously, as well. But it's like a bowl. It's a big bowl, though. That would be a lot of food. Maybe you don't have to fill it. This one looks like it's more common sense. Tall rim, but yeah. So that one, I definitely think that will work as a little plate to eat off. There's the other one of those bowls, and there's another one of these new type plates that you can use as serving dishes or eat off in the Cove series. That has a nice look in the mountains in the background. The blues in this kiln always go darker. That's my bright blue and all that. So we'll take a closer look. But I like the background, whereas the blue I wish was a bit brighter. The first fish. Can I get the light to shine? That's Tenbaku Gold. That is a nice fish. Wow. I'm happy with that one. Let's hope the rest are good too. That is very nice. I like that a lot. I sold 6 fish in the last 2 days. I priced them anything from the small ones, 69, all the way up to 150. But that one is really nice. In the lower part of the kiln, the blues always look nicer. That's a nice bowl. Now again, it's like really blue. This was a little behind the top, remember? So, but that is like just electric. It's the same as my electric kiln. So the fumes of the gas burning seem to linger more in the upper part of the kiln, and that's what tends to take the oxide, the oxygen out of the molecules in a gas kiln, out of the clay glazes and stuff. So, ooh, whoa, look at that! We actually got some red. That's where the gas was hitting it, and on the other side, it's Tenbaku Gold as normal. But the gas actually made that glaze. It's almost as red as my shirt. Yeah, that's a nice mug. Somebody bought 4 of these today in the gallery as well. This is a really nice Tenbaku Gold. Look at that. With the oatmeal and the variegated blue, no runs to the bottom. Same with this one. Tenbaku Gold. There's a little bit of it darkening, but not like the other one that went red. These are the same glazes on these 2 pieces. Amazing, eh? That's why we do pottery. And you don't get my oatmeal to work better than that. I call it oatmeal lizard scales because it actually does this really nice texturing sometimes. Look at that. Variegated blue, dark blue, and oatmeal. Wow. One of my landscape series. I should have a bunch of these in the next firing. I've got enough to fire my kiln again. So I'm going to pack it tomorrow. It's too late tonight. It's about 6:30, 7 o'clock, I think, at the moment. I think it's a good one. This I painted, and some of them are faded out, but I painted little marks in each little scale there. I painted a bit of, I think I did oatmeal. Let's get you up close so you can see the texture. I did variegated blue and oatmeal over the top of my copper bronze glaze. So that looks, I don't know how to get the light the best, but it really made it interesting. Ooh, a dark blue one. And I did patterning on the actual matte turquoise and dark blue in the center with Tenbaku Gold on the front. I'll be screwing these to the wow. Dark blue again. What did I do here? It's dark blue, and I think I did variegated blue over the dark blue in the middle of each scale. And then I did my copper bronze on the actual fins. Wow, this matte, it's not matte, it's a copper bronze glaze really came out looking like it's from Greek. I can't use it on food things because it's poisonous. It's 70% manganese dioxide, I think, with some copper and cobalt in it. And then the fins, obviously matte turquoise and blue-green copper red on the face. There's no reduction in this firing at all. I kept the air blowing really high that whole time I was trying to stall the kiln out. Another one. Dark blue fins, copper bronze. I think it's called MCM1 in the book. It's another Cone 6 glaze book that I have. Maybe face. That looks like a pike. I think that's really long too. It's about 24 inches long, I think. I'm going to unpack this without taking the shells off now. Blue-green, copper red, matte turquoise, copper bronze fins. I really did a lot of copper bronze and I think it worked out. Nice contrast. There you go, another copper bronze. You can see it reflects gold when you get the sun shining on these, which is why outside they'll sort of sparkle on the outside of the building. Oh wow, I really like this one too. The big one. It's got a funny face, a lot more face than I normally do on them. But look at the fins in the gold, that will sparkle on the outside of the building. Tenbaku Gold, turquoise, and bright blue. Blue, green, copper, red, and matte turquoise, and a little bit of dark blue, I think, on the lips. On the face. That was a color, I don't have any, that was a different color variation. I took some shelves out. It's easier. Dark blue, green, variegated blue by the look on this one, yeah. Variegated blue with some dark blue probably on the fins too. It's a nice little small one. none of these are sticking to the kiln shells. I sponge them when I don't pour anymore with these. I sponge the glaze on, just dab, 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 and it works really well because then I don't have to wipe any of the edges. Oh, variegated blue, copper bronze, and matte turquoise. This was a good firing for fish. The colors are really good. I'm mottled. I mean, with the sponging, you get to mottle and blend colors a lot more than just pouring. These are all rolled out at 1/4 of an inch too. I've got a video on making fish. That's a nice one. Be interesting when they're all screwed to the wall on the front of the building, just how they pop. I haven't been looking at the holes either. Nope, both of those holes are completely, because I screw these to, I buy matte screws, dark gray, so they don't show up very much, and you can just fasten them to the wall. Somebody suggests I should do something on the back, but we get 100-kilometer winds around here, and you know, they'd be spinning in the wind if they were just fastened with a picture wire or something on the back. Here's a lighter colored one. Most of them have been pretty dark. That's like there was one other earlier that came out. That's blue, green, copper, red, matte green, and matte turquoise. Just with a little bit of the bronze in the eye, and some yellow highlighted on the top of the fish there. Actually, yeah, you can look close at this one because you can see the variation in the color in the actual scale. Some yellow and green as well as the blue, green, copper, red. This is like the ones I just took out earlier, copper bronze and matte turquoise, which I think looks really good together. Yeah, the fins are nice on that one. That's Tenbaku Gold with the oatmeal brushed over the, stamped and mottled over the fins. That's very nice. And now the lighter colored one. So I'll have about 3 of these. The face is real good contrast on that one. Oh, there's still one pot in the whole firing aid. One had to stick just to knock me down a peg. There you go. I'll just have to grind that off a little bit. The stilt is toast, but basically I can grind that little piece off there and that'll be fine. But it's a nice tankard. It's a very nice tankard. Careful I don't cut my hands. Nice tankard anyway. Toast. Another one of my own stilts there. Oh, that one's on solid. Whenever they're on solid, you just tap, or I don't want it to break. I don't want to break the stilt. Because these are new stilts. So my stilts can also take a bit of oomph there. So that's not bad. That one, use the pliers too to actually straighten them. If they ever do bend over a bit in the firing, you just before you put them back in the kiln, you always straighten them up a bit. They'll last a lot longer. But so yeah, I'll have a little grinding on that one to do. Mouse grey with variegated blue, and I knew these would start running because when I was glazing them, I thought, you know, the glaze is a bit thicker than normal. Some more of the little landscape mugs. Wow, that's nice. No run. Oh, the outside is nice too on this one. But look at the way the glazes ran on the inside. That's quite nice. Variegated blue and oatmeal over the top of mouse grey. folk art white over the speckle clay, so it really makes it go that brown color. This is number 60 clay. Apple green and oatmeal over the folk art white. Same with that one. And then variegated blue and dark blue and oatmeal over that bowl. These are those chopstick noodle bowls. I sell a lot of these. So it's probably 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30 now. So I got to go home and eat some dinner. And thanks for joining me at westcoatbellpottery.ca in Canada. I'll pack this up again tomorrow and fire it again on Thursday. So I hope you're not too bored with all these videos of kiln unloadings. It's just hard to find time to actually make a lot of pots this time of year, because literally I am back and forwards all day to the gallery. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Bye.